Welcome back to The Deep Dive. Today, we're digging into a stack of reports, stats, and insider anecdotes to give you one critical takeaway.
Yep, and it's a fascinating one.
The mission today is to really understand the surprising emergence of this rookie cornerback, Noel Williams, and what his, let's say, late-season spark means for the future of the Kansas City Chiefs defense.
It's such a great story because, the 2025 Chiefs season was really defined by frustration. I mean, the sources all point to this general disappointment and early playoff exit.
Earlier than anyone expected.
Exactly. But when you dig in, Williams is this one unexpected bright spot. He's the guy forcing analysts to look past the team's record and really see the individual growth happening.
Okay, so let's unpack that. Why this specific rookie? He didn't come in with a ton of fanfare, not really the wow pick from the 2025 draft class. Why is he suddenly being called the brightest spark?
Well, it's not just a feel-good story. It's about organizational patience finally paying off when they needed it most. But to really appreciate that, you have to understand just how bleak things were looking.
Right, let's set that scene. The 2025 season was not the fairy tale Kansas City was hoping for. It wasn't just losing, it was the inconsistency, wasn't it?
It was. The offense, which is usually so precise, was struggling. And the defense started to show cracks, especially against the run.
And that created this tension with the fan base.
Oh, a huge tension.
Yeah.
As the losses started to pile up, you could feel it. Fans were all over social media, on the radio, just screaming, "Play the rookies!"
They wanted to see the future, not just watch the veterans struggle.
Precisely. But the coaching staff, they have this win now philosophy. So they stuck with the veterans for most of the year, and it just created this simmer, this tension between the coaches and the fans.
And that whole backdrop of, desperation is what makes Williams' big moment so important.
It is. And that moment finally came in that big Thursday night game against the Denver Broncos.
Yeah.
I mean, for most of the season, Williams was on spot duty at best, basically watching from the sidelines.
But then the door opened. A few injuries, a strategic shift.
And he didn't just walk through it.
He kicked it down, he played, what was it, every single defensive snap in that Broncos game.
Every single
Right.
one. He went from being an observer to being the guy they trusted on the back end of the defense. That just doesn't happen with a rookie who's been on the bench that long.
And that's where the numbers really start to tell the story.
Yeah, the conversation immediately shifted from should they play him to
why on earth didn't they play him sooner?
exactly.
So this is where it gets really interesting because the stats prove this wasn't a fluke. Pro Football Focus, PFF, they graded him as the absolute highest performer on the entire Chiefs team in that game.
And that's among anyone who played a significant number of snaps, like at least 20.
Let's put that grade into context. He got an 82.5 overall. For a rookie corner in his first real start, what does that number actually mean?
I mean, it's exceptional. An 82.5 basically means he had a huge positive impact with very, very few mistakes. He actually graded out higher than veteran safety Brian Cook, who is, a benchmark for consistency. It shows he wasn't just prepared. He was immediately playing like a seasoned starter.
Okay, and it gets even more specific, right? The data from Sports Info Solutions, SIS, really breaks down how he did when he was left on an island.
Yeah, and this is the really compelling part. The SIS data shows that Denver saw the rookie out there, and they went right after him. They tested him.
So they were targeting him on purpose.
All night. He was targeted the third most on the team in man coverage. That's 7 targets, over 21 man coverage snaps. He was under constant pressure.
And the results?
Lights out. I mean, just incredible. Of those 7 targets, he allowed only 2 catches for a grand total of 10 yards.
10 yards, that's it.
That's it. And maybe even more important for a rookie, 0 penalties. That tells you he's not just grabbing, he's using technique.
And the tape backs this up, I assume.
100%. The reports all mention his physical traits, his ability to jam receivers at the line, and then just shadow them downfield. He's got the speed, he's got the physicality. He's not just surviving out there, he is dictating the terms.
Which is so rare because pure athleticism isn't enough in the NFL. I mean, the league just chews up and spits out rookies who can't handle the mental grind.
And that's the next layer here. His inner steel, as one source called it. This might be the most important part of the entire story.
His mindset.
His mindset. His demeanor. Think about it. You're drafted, you have high hopes, the team is struggling, you're on the bench. Most rookies would be frustrated. They'd be venting.
But not him. The reports after that Broncos game said he didn't pout, didn't complain about his playing time.
Not at all. In fact, he was busy praising the veterans and the coaches, even while the season was basically falling apart. That kind of poise. You can't teach that. It's what separates a good player from a future leader.
There was that one quote that it screamed maturity.
It really did. He said, they develop good players here. I'm learning every day, and I just have to keep earning my trust with the coaching staff.
Earning my trust, not demanding it.
Right. It just reframes the entire story. It's not about an entitled athlete. It's about patience and process. It's the total opposite of this instant gratification culture we live in.
Yeah, the sources even drew some interesting parallels, right, to pop culture.
They did. They compared his quiet, heads-down work ethic to underdog stories, like in Remember the Titans, or, even the themes in some Taylor Swift songs about proving people wrong after you put in the work.
The idea that the reward only comes after the silent preparation.
Exactly. And that mindset is what makes you believe his success is sustainable.
So let's talk implications. What does his emergence mean for the Chiefs' defense as a whole? It was a unit that started strong, but then got hit hard by injuries.
It really did. You had Chris Jones with an ankle, Trent McDuffie with a hamstring. The secondary was constantly shuffling guys in and out.
Which is usually a recipe for disaster when you throw a rookie in there.
Usually. But he became a stabilizing force. And with the playoffs out of reach, the front office saw the silver lining. Playing Williams wasn't a desperate move anymore. It was a smart one. They were building depth for next year, giving him invaluable experience, getting him ready for the future. And they needed it. This is a defense that was top 5 in points allowed just a couple of years ago. They know what a championship unit looks like, and finding a cheap, effective corner like this is pure gold in the salary cap era.
It also puts him in the context of the franchise's history, which is pretty rich when it comes to defensive backs.
It's a storied legacy. I mean, you can go way back to Hall of Famer Emmett Thomas in the 60s and 70s, or even think about the defensive identity built by legends like Derek Thomas in the 90s. There's an expectation of greatness on defense in Kansas City.
And we don't even have to go back that far. You can see parallels to more recent guys who shaped this dynasty.
Absolutely. Think about what Tyrann Mathieu, the Honey Badger, did when he arrived in 2019. He just changed the entire attitude of that secondary.
Right, but I think the more direct comparison has to be L'Jarius Sneed.
Oh, for sure. Sneed was a 4th-round pick in 2020 who just exploded onto the scene and became a lockdown corner. Williams has that same profile. The raw tools, but also a really quick learning curve and a fearless approach.
And the numbers seem to support that comparison pretty strongly.
Yes, you do. Sneed allowed a completion percentage under 60% as a rookie, which was fantastic.
Yeah.
But some of the internal metrics our sources have suggest Williams is, believe it or not, trending even better in limited snaps.
Really?
Yeah, especially when you look at his yards per target allowed. It's just incredibly efficient.
Which is a huge win for the scouting department. The draft focus seemed to be elsewhere, on the line, but they still found this gem in the secondary.
It just validates their whole process. They know how to find championship-level talent.
So, to bring it all home for you, the listener, the 2025 Chiefs story isn't just about a disappointing season. It's about grit, it's about growth, and it's about the future embodied by Noel Williams.
You have the full picture now. A rookie who earned his spot not by talking, but by delivering when his number was finally called.
A masterclass and preparation meeting opportunity. It completely changes the timeline for this defense going into next season.
It does. So we'll leave you with this to think about. Williams earned enough trust to play every single snap in a must-win situation. Given that trust and his insane statistical efficiency, which veteran cornerback currently on that roster does Noel Williams replace in the starting lineup next season?
Because it feels less like an if and more like a when.
That's the critical shift his emergence now guarantees.